Do you remember from not very long ago my Electrolux Turbomatic Z380, the second from the top of the line of the mid-80s range of big Electrolux cylinder vacuum cleaners? Well, it's done. It is such an amazing transformation, and it was a lot easier than I was fearing as well. I've been looking at this in the shed for many years going, oh, that's going to be tricky, and it wasn't. It really wasn't at all. Let me show you how it turned out, show you a couple of things about it, then we'll see how well it works. Let's have a look. Yes, hello my Electrolux chums, how are you today? Yes, this beautiful machine turned out surprisingly well indeed, considering how disgusting it once was. It was a gem under all that filth. We'll start off with the small tools. Barely much use or wear on that at all. It's very nice indeed. Dusting brush has even less wear. The bristles are perfectly level, perfectly nice. Oh, dropped it. The open uppy bit opens up a treat. And yes, obviously this sits on our hose, which came up very well indeed. It's all been apart. It's been wire wooled to tidy it up a little bit. Obviously we have where we cut it. Not a lot we can do about that. In here, with all of those missing pegs, had holes, so I Q-bonded all of that up, and it still sort of works really. And yeah, whole thing came up very nicely indeed. No more tape on it. The hose end did glue up very well. In fact, it's not properly fitted yet. Oh, you got to get it over that first ring, but not too much, and yeah, I'll sort that out off camera in a second. Before we turn it on, next up we have again the one that it came out of the shed with, that's been with it for all this time, and the lovely, again, I think it's slightly brown, I don't think it's completely black, especially not against other black ones, but it works really well. The brushes come down and they go back up a lot smoother now that the whole thing isn't jammed up with junk. Oh, it's so nice. Have the complete original toolkit with this machine. Let's have a closer look at the machine itself, which came up better than I was expecting. I thought this would be a matte finish, and it wasn't. It is glossy, shiny, smooth. But I then was worried about, oh gosh, I'm going to have to not rub at all because all of the decals will come off. No, absolutely fine. She took a good old scrub. No paint came off. Underneath here is all beautiful, all nice. Oh, I've got that missing screw somewhere. We found that in the previous video. Have to pop that in. And yeah, the whole thing is really very nice indeed. If we undo our flex, this has a dolphin cord reel in it, the same one as 4x4 had, the dolphin had. We have our sort of modernish micro mark plug. I'm going to keep that on there. It works alright. What also works alright, hold on, is the cord rewind. It will destroy this machine if I don't take good care of it. We then have our turbo boost button, our on-off button, our slidey control, which had a blown capacitor on it. The reefer on the motor went, as you saw in the video. There's a little reefer on this board as well that had blown. And actually, before we go underneath is a Miele front wheel, just like most of my other Electroluxes. And then inside of here is the beautiful bag chamber. Yes, the motor is supposed to be fitted at that slight angle, that's fine. And then under here is where the exhaust filter goes. And yeah, obviously, that is probably what we should do next, is pop some bits and bobs in her to get it runnable. Now, very excited about this, because again, I've had these for ages. Genuine Electrolux. Oh, I do want some scissors for this, because I want to keep the bag quite tidy. Oh, never been opened. Look, genuine pair of filters, genuine pair of micro filters. We only need one, so we'll pop these back in the bag, ready for another day, I'm sure. Oh, there we go. And then actually this, oh, it does fit. It's got wings which don't seem to do much. Yes, there we go. Look, it pops onto these tabs here and here. Yep. Okay, yeah, it's got the tabs. It's the problem with buying new replacement pattern ones, you see. You wouldn't have these. And yeah, it just sort of sits. I mean, if I tuck these wings down a little bit, that's the wrong way around anyway. Well, it's there. Ah, yes, there we go. Look, oh, I've been staring at this for days into the black abyss, and now I can stare at some white. In here, we need to fit our pre-motor filter, and it just sits behind 3 little plastic tabs down in there. Oh, sorry, four little plastic tabs in there, like so, with the space for your Electrolux, and only the Electrolux, because it was like a mesh air freshener in there, but it's fine. I do have one of those, but we're not going to open it because they are quite rare. Then, and the reason I can film this video today is some poster rides. You see, I was lacking something quite important, and that was some bags. So, on eBay from, I think, the same seller that I've had these sort of bags before for different Electroluxes, and it's got a thing which goes up here. Means we can finally use it, because I've not been able to use it for ages. That pops up into there, goes, oh, hang on, we're caught. Obviously this would be easy with the OG paper bag, but these are only £10, and I do like using peppery flowy when I can. Oh, there we go, look. This is it. We're ready to plug in, and for me to show you how it runs now. That's the same motor that came out of it. I have done nothing more than dripped a bit of light oil into the bottom bearing, took the top apart and cleaned it off, as we have so often done. And I did fit a brand new suppressor to it and to the speed control, so that is why now we can have it on its lowest setting. It being blind must have killed the power until it got high enough that it obviously bypasses the board, because it's pretty much like that's full. It's not a great deal, is it? Whereas down here, there is. Oh, but we can take our lovely original floor tool, and even on low power, get some vacuuming done. Oh, look, we don't need low power. No. Let's go high. It's so smooth and quiet. Still there's so much airflow, it's astonishing really. It's got the same motor as all the other ones have. so smooth and quiet. We can check that the motor isn't trying to set itself on fire by the clean state of the post motor filter. This is actually missing two things from it. There is an adapter that sits in here and turns this into a blow port, just like all the other Electroluxes had. I don't have that, to be honest. I'm still going to sleep soundly nice. This would have also come with a turbo head, which this doesn't have. Again, we know that's going to be a bit mediocre. I'm not too upset about it. I'm happy enough to have this machine as it is right now, after abandoning it in the shed for so long, and yet it turned out so well. So yeah, there we go, finally done. Do let me know in the comments down below if you've ever had an Electrolux Turbomatic, either this generation or the earlier one, and let me know how you found it. I quite like this. Like I say, it's got a 1000-watt motor. The motor's the same design as all the 650, the 500 watts, etc, etc. And yet this thing has a lot of airflow. The design is fantastic. This bag, works really well indeed. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I, and possibly this, will see you soon. Bye bye.